Well, Trump, as you might have noticed from the news coverage, is in the Middle East. He's making 3 stops, 3 of America's main allies in the region. Not Israel, of course, because Israel is not really an ally. It's a burden, I think, the Trump administration. And look, I think many people on the left and on the right today view Israel as just a burden that the United States bears. I don't think they see a value there. But Trump is in Saudi Arabia. He was in Saudi Arabia. He's visiting Qatar. Qatar. How would you categorize Qatar? Qatar has been over the last 20 years, 25 years, one of the main funders of terrorism in the world, main funders of radical Islam in the world, one of the main funders of the worst programs at American universities in the world. The biggest funder of American universities is the Qatari government, and they uniformly fund kind of left-wing radical anti-American ideas in American universities. But not according to Trump. Trump is there as their best friend, and indeed, as you probably know, because this has made the big news, they are giving, well, the other countries visiting is UAE, United Arab Emirates, but the Qataris are giving Trump a gift worth $400 million, an airplane. They're giving him a replacement for Air Force One. So a country funding a biggest terrorist threat to the United States that exists, radical Islam, Islamists all over the world, and they fund them. They funded ISIS. They were the #1 funder of ISIS. And I think once Saudi Arabia got out of, at least officially, the business of funding Al-Qaeda and others, it was the Qataris who filled the gap. They of course funded Hamas. They funded Hezbollah. They have good relations with Iran. That's why they serve as this intermediary for a lot of these things. They're giving the United States president a gift of an airplane that will replace Air Force One, where he is supposed to command. This is he is supposed to be in touch with the world. Secret stuff happens there. Classified stuff happens there. I mean, I assume the U.S. will sweep it for bugs and anything else. I assume it's going to be clean. It's just, there's something so crazy about this. And Trump, of course, thinks, oh, this is great. Only a loser would not accept a $400 million gift. Even Laura Loomer thinks this is insane. I mean, here's what she writes. I love President Trump. I would take a bullet for him, but I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadis in suits. The Qataris fund the same Iranian proxies in Hamas and Hezbollah who have murdered U.S. service members, the same proxies that have worked with the Mexican cartels to get the jihadists across our border. I don't know about that. This is really going to be such a stain on this administration if this is true. And I say this as someone who would take a bullet for Trump. I'm so disappointed. Even Laura Loomer gets it. Shockingly, that might be. I mean, this is another topic that Ben Shapiro was critical of Trump on. Good for Ben. Whoopee. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. The sanction that the United States has given the Qataris. Of course, our largest military base in the Middle East is in Qatar. We bomb ISIS as they send them money. That has been the pattern over the last 25 years. It's insane, right? ISIS hasn't existed for 25 years, the last 15 years. So it's completely nuts. But this is Trump. This is Trump. This is what you get. Let me add that, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because there's a lot to talk about here, but let me add that he was unbelievably friendly to the Saudis and is granting them the largest weapons deal ever for Saudi Arabia, a huge weapons deal for the Saudis. Of course, the Saudis have promised to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in the United States, I think $600 billion. He is exuding just friendship to all these countries. Remember, Saudi Arabia is a brutal dictatorship. They're becoming more Western, but that hasn't changed their nature as a brutal dictatorship run by one guy, MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, who is the crown prince. He runs the place. Everything is according to what he wants. Again, he's an authoritarian thug of the worst kind, or maybe the worst, but one of the worst kinds. But Donald Trump, loves him. They have a great relationship. Of course, UAE is run by a sheikh, and Qatar is run by a sheikh, and these are all authoritarian regimes. But Israel, no, we're not going to go there. No. Israel, not a friend. These countries are friends. These are real friends. They don't make demands on us. They don't ask for our help. These countries just give us money. Money's good. We like money. Money is a sign that we're winning. Anyway, Trump's trip to the Middle East, pathetic, I think is the best word I have for it. And then today, the Trump administration, or was it yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. I'm getting my days confused. Trump announced that he has normalized. He met with the president of Syria. Now remember, the president of Syria is identified by the U.S. State Department as a terrorist. He has a $10 million, or had a $10 million bounty on his head. His government is an Islamist government. This is our enemy, or was until yesterday. The organization he ran that took over Syria is identified again as a terrorist organization by pretty much everybody in the world. And Trump yesterday basically said that he is lifting all sanctions on Syria. That is, Syria is going to be a normal nation we're going to trade with. I guess they get the 10% tariff. I don't know, maybe we'll cut a deal. He met with this, evil human being who is the president of Syria. He encouraged him in that meeting to seek peace with Israel. I'm sure the guy took it very seriously from him. But normalized relationships. So he's basically sanctioning an Islamist regime in Syria, a Sunni Islamist regime that the Saudis will tolerate and the Turks are enthusiastically behind, but nevertheless an Islamist regime. This is I don't know, can I say this is a foreign policy new low for Trump? I don't know if I can say that because he has so many lows. I don't know that this is a new low, but it is a low. It is a low. Another one, I think, that Ben Shapiro is going to criticize. I'm just trying to figure out, where I'm, more critical than some of these others. This